What's up, dudes? Okay, so let's get the obvious out of the way first. I stretch my ears, and right now I'm having these clear silicone tunnels and look pretty boss ass. It almost looks like you have nothing in your ear, especially at certain lighting. I was walking around the flea market today. People are like, look, I fucking hate the looks you get. People are like, oh my god, you can see through your ear. Especially like the general population was like old white people. I'm starting to learn how much improper terminology has become like a thing. Like I thought it was kind of all the people I talk to say stretched ears or plugs. These are not gauges. These are not gauges. This is not having gauges. I don't know. I was in the body jewelry shop. There was only one in the flea market, which I thought was weird because normally like I could find five or six places to buy body jewelry from. And I was looking at the belly button rings, which is what I'll be getting to a little bit later, as I got my belly button pierced yesterday because today is my birthday. 17 bitches. But I was looking at the belly button rings and he looked at me, he's like, are those gauges I spot? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you really my personal space right now? Like, getting all up in my ears and shit. I'm like, I'm wearing the fucking clear plug. Like, you could see through my ear. Yes, I have stretched ears. Yes, they're gauges. Not for it was so fucking close to me, like they're not fucking gauges. But I really liked this belly button ring I saw. I never ended up buying it. It had like these diamond dangly anchor, which I know I can't put in anything dangly for like a good 6 months, so I'm waiting for that. But anyways, I started looking at the plugs, which kind of bullshit because like I got really excited. There was these plugs that the left one said in one ear and the right one said out the other, which I thought was really fucking cool until I found out they're like $12, which lately I've been buying plugs on eBay. So I can get my shit pretty relatively, like a lot fucking cheaper. Okay, I'm gonna put it like that. Like you wanted $12 for this ones that had like a skull girl on it. Like it was a girl, but it was only like a skull, and you could tell it was a girl because it had like hair and like flowers in it. And there were still plugs and there were screwbacks. 99 fucking cents. I ordered them last week on eBay. So yeah, this summer I've dedicated to body modding. I finally got up to my goal size in stretching. I've been stretching for a while now. I've been taking it kind of slow. My ears weren't stretched in my last video because, okay, I tried to let them close up. I've been stretching my ears since I was 13. I tried to let them close up. They didn't. I was still at a 2 gauge. This one was at a 2 and this one was at a 4. So I just went and stretched up to a 2. Then I went up to 0. I finally got to 0. Last time I vlogged about trying to get to a 0 and that's when I tore my lobe. There was blood. It was gross. A lot of people have trouble with that though. I ended up using the taping method, but it didn't work too well. I only got about 3 to 4 layers of tape before I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it, and I did. I think I ended up fucking up my ear going to a 0 because I have cat butt. You can see it a little bit. It's not rounded. There's a little bit of wrinkles. And I've heard some people say that they waited for their ears to heal up and they did it correctly and their ears were ready and everything and they still got cat butt. So I don't know if that's a sign of tearing or if that's just something that kind of happens and it's also associated with tearing. I will be doing a what I got for my birthday video because I was going to vlog, but I've been celebrating since Friday and 7:32 at night on Sunday, and I just finally finished my partying and whatnot. I have a few things. I would have already filmed the video, but I'm waiting on a gift in the mail from my best friend. She lives in Georgia, I live in Florida. So she's shipping something down for me, and I ordered a shit ton of plugs for myself as a gift. I have about 20 more pairs of plugs coming. So when all that comes in, I will go ahead and film that. Okay, so on to the actual update itself. I did get my belly button pierced. Today is, I guess you'd say the first day because I got it done yesterday. So I went to sleep, woke up. When I initially got it done, it was bleeding. It was mildly bleeding, but that's happened with every piercing I get. My industrial bar, but it's taken out now. You can still kind of see the bump. It's a bar that goes through here to here. It bled like crazy. I don't know, my body just reacts weirdly. I've heard some people say they've never even bled getting a piercing, which I think is weird because you're piercing through the skin. But yeah, it fucking bled, and it's just the way my body took it. It's bleeding a little bit now, not fucking A. not really like that bad. It's just mild. Like I have to, when I'm cleaning it, I kind of move the bar a little bit, and that's where I see blood. It's usually already dried up, so that's kind of good. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Okay, sorry, I can't really see where I'm at. This is where I'm at now. I've just washed my hands. It's all sterilized and shit. So you can kind of see. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm in. Yeah. So there's like minimal blood. It's a little bit of bruising around the top hole. And okay, it's pierced kind of far back in my belly. I have a really deep belly button, so it looks kind of weird. There's some scar tissue and shit down there from past. But yeah, I got pierced with this stainless steel or surgical steel bar. Normally they would pierce you with something longer to account for swelling. I got a normal belly button ring, about normal length, so that kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm just really glad that I got pierced with that instead of the ring, because sometimes they'll give you it's almost like a captive ring, like you know when you get a fresh lip piercing. When you get a fresh lip piercing, it's like the ring, but it goes all the way around and connects on both sides to this little ball. And I've seen a lot of people get pierced with those, and I mean, I'm sure it's very practical and it's not going to come undone in the middle of your sleep, but they're ugly as fuck. Like, let's all face it. And if I'm stuck wearing this for a good 3 to 6 months, because my body heals a lot faster than normal people's do body mods. I stretched up a couple of weeks ago, and I'm almost completely healed up. And for a double zero, that's pretty good because that was a big 2 millimeter jump. So yeah, if I'm gonna be stuck with that, I at least want something mildly attractive. Because when I got home, it was basically done bleeding. It really only bled when he first got it through. The experience, I would say, really wasn't that bad. I'm totally okay with tattoos. I'm totally cool with stretched ears. Piercings psych me the fuck out. I think it's because my last piercing was the industrial bar, and let me tell you, that is the slowest piercing you are ever going to get in your entire fucking life. It's like by the first one, because they start up here, by the first one, you're like, oh my, like it lasts so fucking long. By the time you're done, you're like, oh my god, it's over. And then you realize you still have a second one to do. And even worse than the second piercing is when they have to pull it out and put it in the bar. Like it seems like a really long process, and it just fucking sucks. It took me fucking forever to find sea salt. I don't know why. It's like everywhere I fucking went, just everybody at once was like, we're just all gonna fucking go buy sea salt and not leave any in the fucking store. Sea salt. Non-iodized sea salt is what you're gonna want to use for your piercing. Basically, what I've been doing is I've been taking, the measurements is for every 8 ounces of water you want a quarter of a teaspoon. Very, very fucking little bit. I haven't been using 8 ounces. I've been using this little shot glass. So just a pinch. And just a pinch of sea salt, and fill this up with hot water. Well, one of two ways. You could put your Q-tip in it and rub it around the piercing and then just move it up and down and make sure it gets in there. But that's not the best way because you're gonna have to touch your piercing. You don't want to touch your piercing. You don't want to get your germs and things in there because, like, even if you wash your hands, you got to think you're touching the counter, you're touching those faucet what are those? The handles on the faucet. You don't know who's touched those. You don't know where their hands have been. You don't know. So I've just been using the normal method. If anybody wants a video about how I sea salt soak my belly button, I have a few different methods you could use. So like this video if you guys want a video on that. I have a few upcoming videos. I'll be posting probably daily vlogs about how it's healing. Right now, the only problem is there's a little area. It's kind of a little bit loose on top, and I know it's a sign of migration. I don't think it's migrating. Honestly, it's still really, really fucking fresh. It just, I think it's the way he pierced it, honestly. I didn't go to the best tattoo shop. I just went to a little shady shit place where you could tell he was fucking blazed out of his mind. That's where it's bleeding though, in that little piece on the side. So I'm hoping that stops. It's been on and off bleeding all day. It's just a little bit of spotting. It's not like heavy where it's flowing out. I have to move the bar to see it bleeding. I don't know if that's still normal. He didn't fucking tell me how to take care of it. I've gone through past experience and I've gone through looking shit up, but I already knew what to expect. I was just waiting to see if he was going to tell me what the fuck to do, and he didn't, so I was just curious to see how he functioned. I don't know if he assumed that I already knew enough about body mods, because, like, as soon as he got it done, I was like, can I just sea salt soak it to clean? He was like, yeah, sure, and didn't tell me anything else, didn't tell me how long to leave it in, and didn't tell me not to touch it. That's the number one fucking thing you're supposed to do is tell him not to touch it, because like if I was going in there and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, I'd be playing with it. It's a new piercing. Like you're gonna want to play with it and take pictures and show everybody, but you're essentially exposing it to all kinds of germs, so don't do that. That guy just really pissed me off. He was being a fucking dick. Piercer wasn't that great, but I'm sure if you're thinking about getting your shit done, go somewhere that you feel like is competent enough. Go to Untouchables. I don't know if they just have them here or other places. I think it's a big chain piercer, honestly. Piercer tattoo shop. It's really nice. Don't go to one of those shady little places. It's not going to card you because I've learned from experience. It's not the best. They can be, but usually cheaper. But cheaper is not better when it comes to body mods. Had to learn that shit the hard way. Okay, I'm done ranting. Don't forget to comment, rate, like, subscribe. And I'm gonna start posting more shit, I promise. I have been so fucking busy, but it's summertime and I'm gonna be feeling like fucking crazy, so. Bye, guys.